Carrie. So my glow for you, Carrie, is not only giving me best instructional practices and just taking the time to Nora with me, but also keeping an eye out for other principal moments that could be rated as well as discussed. The only growth that I have here is that I really need some tactics for navigating relationship building and adult culture resets. I know that I have to get in and do a little bit of work with my seventh grade team. I don't believe that they hate me or anything like that, but I do feel as though I need to be actively making them a part of my agenda. I've spent a lot of time making my agenda, tailoring my agenda to the math department and the math team and the math needs. So sometimes I feel like I forget about my seventh grade team. For Aaron, I said the glow is just flexibility without lowering the expectation. You stay flexible, but you don't lower the expectations. I really appreciate that. It shows that you embody a certain amount of empathy, and that you, excuse me, that you are what that. Oh, I don't. That sentence is horrible. But you embody a certain level of of empathy, which pretty much helps build the trustworthiness. Is what I'm saying. When we learn like what trustworthiness encompassed at the beginning of our training here idea, I just remember distinctively saying to myself, like, wow, like Aaron is like a walking exemplar of trustworthiness. And so thank you for being empathetic and just continuing to work with me. In terms of a grow, I would just say to ensure that you are aligned as much as possible with the development. Make sure that we are as aligned as much as possible with the development that's happening in the Permian Basin. Just full transparency, and we talked a little bit about it. You know, it was a little bit different from what we were experiencing. Nothing dramatic, but however you can kind of link, you know, us with some of the practices, I guess you could say, if they fit us, please, please, please don't hesitate to do so.
Thank you, Keldrin.
Yes.
Okay, so for my glow for Keldrin, it's just definitely steady progress with the math data, right? And slow and steady wins the race. So we saw seventh grade math go from below district to above. We see Ms. Giselle Vasquez almost already at her 90-60-30. And she's a second, she's not even, she's barely like a second year teacher. And then we see Hawkins is, you know, steadily moving forward. So it is very evident that you have prioritized your math teaching, right? So
Right.
The coaching is working. And then my grow for you is, and I think you named it already, is building relationships of trust with direct reports. So that same empathy and trustworthiness that you admire in Aaron, your teachers need to be able to feel that way about you. And then anything you tell them, which is going to be the right thing because you have the eye for instruction, they're going to trust you and implement it without the pushback, without the questions. You know what I mean? So I think that that's definitely the next evolution in your development.
Yes. Thank you. I agree with that.
And then for Aaron, it's just your glow is understanding of last minute changes and flexibility with your time. I really appreciate that. You're always a phone call away and you're very attentive. And recently we did make some major changes to our schedule, but I know you and Bethany know exactly, like that's the boat we're in right now, is that something wasn't working for our kids. And so we did have to make some last minute schedule changes. And then a grow would be really a grow for me so that I can better understand and utilize our business partnership would be to continue to name our campus priorities and timelines so you can push in and support Keldrin when appropriate. So like if there's this awesome best practice at Permian Basin, like by all means share it with us so that I can support Bethany and Keldrin in making sure that they have the support they need, and that you and I are both, in sync with their development.
Thank you so much, Carrie. And this is my feedback. First for you, Keldrin. Keldrin, your emphasis on teacher development is reflected in the time you spend coaching your teachers. It's so obvious that you are moving the needle in terms of getting results, and it's due to your very precise coaching, which starts at your ability to get into a classroom or at the doorway of a classroom and diagnose what's going on in order to provide the appropriate coaching. It's, in my estimation, the most important skill for an instructional leader to have. So you are already excelling in the most important skill. My goal for you is in those moments when self-regulation is needed, I'm going to challenge you to dig deep to find out what triggers may be emotionally hijacking you. If you're able to get out in front of the emotion, you'll be able to name it specifically. I say name it to tame it. Keep on asking yourself why. If you're just arriving at I'm frustrated, it's not deep enough. Keep asking why. Why am I frustrated? What exactly about this is irritating me? What about myself is causing me to react this way? Once you're able to do that, you're going to have a higher likelihood of being able to control your output in that moment, and it will not be able to control you. You'll be able to control it far better. Carrie, your adherence to holding the lead team accountable, lesson plan feedback, and coaching are moving San Benito College Prep numbers up lately. It is obvious that the numbers are going in the right direction. It's great to see your vision moving the needle so dramatically here lately. I was bragging about it to Bethany just the other day. My growth for you is to set the tone for productive conflict. And what I mean by that is if you are able to set the tone for what fuss and discuss looks like, and we're able to do that in a safe space, but then arrive at a decision afterward, and then it's all water under the bridge, that might be a skill that Bethany and Keldrin might be able to take into their approaches to creating productive conflict that does not go past that with their portfolio of teachers.